Hello, I'm in Footscray in the electorate of Fraser with the candidate for Victorian Socialists for that electorate, Jasmine. What are people that you've been speaking to concerned about?
Well, there's a lot of homelessness in this area. It's got some of the highest homelessness in Victoria. And so, one of the really big things for people is the housing crisis. A lot of the public housing in this area is going to be demolished by Labor and sold off to private developers as part of the, deliberate gentrification of Footscray and the West. And they're always, Labor and the Liberals, running these campaigns that they call, Clean Up Footscray, that's about clearing homeless people off the streets, which is just disgusting, and it's something a lot of people can really feel is, why aren't we putting these people into the many homes that are available? Why aren't we building more public housing, let alone saving the ones that already exist on, especially like Gordon Street?
And why should people vote for you?
I've been a community activist for around 10 years, originally in refugee rights activism. So for years I've been helping the Tamil community that live particularly around Sunshine to defend their right to stay in Australia. Labor has refused to give a lot of Tamil asylum seekers visas, so organising protests alongside them against Labor's refusal to do that. I was also involved in the campaign to save Walker Street estate out in Northcote when Labor was selling that off to private developers. So we did a lot of protesting, holding community meetings, those kind of things to say everyone who currently lives in public housing should have the right to live there, but also we need more of it, not to be knocking it down. Then more recently, I was one of the leaders of the campaign that drove the Nazis out of Sunshine. So they set up this gym, they were running white supremacist events, things like that. And we decided that we would risk, marching on their gym repeatedly, trying to push for them to be shut down. And eventually they were evicted and they had to leave with their tails behind their legs. So, I really think that type of community activism, having a voice for that in Parliament, bridging that gap, that can really matter. And having someone who actually wants to fight the major parties and say you've got to stop giving handouts to the rich and powerful when working class communities are in need.
Are there any policies that we have that are resonating with people?
Yeah, a big one is raising pensions, raising job seeker, raising disability payments, because everyone can feel it. It's sickening how dehumanising it is trying to live on government welfare when it should be a basic right and it should ensure people a good life. So raising those kind of things, also fighting for higher pay for nurses and teachers, putting politicians on a worker's wage. It's pretty obvious to everyone out here that the people making the decisions, they're on these massive salaries. They don't have to bear any of the consequences of it. They don't have to feel what normal life's like. So yeah, a lot of those kind of things.
Sick. Thank you.
Authorised by C. Oakley, Victorian Socialist Brunswick.